Western habits promise transformation. Japanese habits promise integration. One is about becoming different. The other is about becoming whole. If you want to build a habit in the West, you are told, set a goal, track your progress, reward yourself for wins, hold yourself accountable for failures. Motivation, metrics, milestones. The bigger the transformation, the better. If you want to build a habit in Japan, you are told something completely different. Make it so small it disappears. So subtle no one notices. So integrated into your life, it stops being a habit and becomes who you are. Both approaches work, but they work in fundamentally different ways. And for fundamentally different kinds of people. I spent 6 months applying both systems to the same goal. And what I discovered will change how you think about habit formation forever. Because one system builds habits through force, and the other builds them through invisibility. Today I'm going to show you both, and then I'm going to tell you which one actually lasted. Meet James, 35, software engineer, American, wants to build a daily writing habit. He applies the Western system exactly as taught. Step 1. Set a big audacious goal. Write 1,000 words every single day for 90 days. Step 2. Track it. He downloads a habit tracker. He marks an X for every day he completes the goal. The chain must not break. Step 3. Accountability. He tells his friends. He posts about it on social media. Public commitment creates pressure. Step 4. Reward. For every week he completes, he buys himself something. Coffee, book, small treat, positive reinforcement. The first week is electric. James wakes up energized. He writes 1,000 words before work. He marks the X. He feels accomplished. He posts about it. People encourage him. The momentum is real. Week 2 is harder. The novelty fades, but the chain is intact. He cannot break it, so he pushes. Week 4, something shifts. The writing starts to feel like a job, not a joy. He is writing to hit the number, not because he wants to write. The habit is working, but something about it feels wrong. Kaizen, continuous tiny improvement. So small you barely notice. So integrated it becomes breath. Meet Yuki, 35, software engineer, Japanese, also wants to build a daily writing habit. He applies the Japanese system based on Kaizen philosophy. Step 1. Make it impossibly small. Write 1 sentence, not 1,000 words. 1 sentence, every morning, before anything else. Step 2. Integrate it into existing ritual. He already drinks green tea every morning. Now he writes 1 sentence while the tea cools. The habit attaches to something that already exists. Step 3. No tracking, no chain, no public accountability. The habit is private, personal. It exists for its own sake, not for external validation. Step 4. No reward system. Writing 1 sentence is not an achievement to celebrate. It is just something that happens. Like brushing teeth. Like breathing. The first week is unremarkable. Yuki writes 1 sentence. Sometimes it is profound. Sometimes it is mundane. It does not matter. He writes it. He drinks his tea. He moves on with his day. Week 2, he notices something. The 1 sentence sometimes becomes 2, then 3. Not because he forces it, but because once he starts, continuing feels natural. Week 4, the habit has vanished. Not because he stopped, because it is so integrated into his morning that it no longer feels like a separate thing he does. Western habit philosophy. Transformation through effort. The bigger the goal, the better. Track everything. Measure everything. Make it visible. Make it public. The habit is a mountain you climb. This works. Many people succeed with this approach, but it has a cost. The habit never stops feeling like effort. You're always aware you are doing it. Always tracking. Always measuring. Always holding yourself accountable. Japanese habit philosophy. Transformation through integration. The smaller the change, the better. No tracking. No public commitment. The habit is private, personal. It dissolves into your life so completely that it stops being a habit and becomes part of who you are. This also works, but in a completely different way. The habit disappears. You stop noticing you're doing it. It requires no willpower because it feels like nothing. It is not a mountain you climb. It is a path you walk without thinking. Same goal. Two completely different experiences. James wrote 87,000 words in 90 days. Yuki wrote 12,000, but only one of them is still writing 6 months later. Day 90 arrives. Time to compare results. James, 87,000 words written, 13 days missed, 77 days completed. By any measure, a massive success. He proved he could do it. The chain worked. The accountability worked. The Western system delivered exactly what it promised. But here's what else happened. By day 60, James was writing to hit the number, not to write. The joy was gone. The creativity was mechanical. He was producing volume, not value. And the moment day 90 ended, he stopped. Not consciously, but the habit collapsed the second the external structure disappeared. 6 months later, James has not written a single word. Yuki, 12,000 words written, 0 days missed, 90 straight days of at least one sentence. Often more, but no pressure, no tracking, no public validation. And here's what happened. By day 60, Yuki did not think about the habit anymore. It was just what he did while his tea cooled. Some days, one sentence. Some days, 5 paragraphs. The amount did not matter. The ritual did. 6 months later, Yuki is still writing. Every single morning. Without effort. Without awareness. It is just part of who he is now. The Western system builds habits through external scaffolding. Goals. Tracking. Accountability. Rewards. All of these are external. When you remove them, the habit collapses. Because the habit was never truly internal. It was being held up by the structure around it. This is not wrong. It works for short-term intensive goals. 90-day challenges. Projects with endpoints. Transformations that have a finish line. But it fails for lifelong habits. Because lifelong habits cannot rely on external scaffolding forever. The Japanese system builds habits through internal integration. No goals. No tracking. No external validation. The habit is so small and so integrated that it requires no scaffolding. It is woven into the fabric of daily life. This takes longer to build momentum. The results are slower. But once the habit is integrated, it never requires maintenance. It is not held up by external structure. It is held by identity. And identity does not collapse. Use the Western system for short-term transformation. Use the Japanese system for lifelong integration. Both are valid. Neither is superior. They serve different purposes. Here is how to decide which system to use. Use the Western system when you have a specific endpoint, a challenge, a transformation with a finish line, 90 days of something, a project, a goal with measurable completion. You respond well to external accountability. Tracking motivates you. Public commitment drives you. Numbers energize you. You want fast, visible results. You need to see progress. You need external validation that it is working. Use the Japanese system when the habit is lifelong. There is no endpoint. You want to do this thing forever. It is not a transformation. It is integration. You do not need external validation. The habit is private, personal. It exists for its own sake, not for others to see. You are willing to start absurdly small. 1 sentence, 1 push-up, 1 minute. You understand that invisibility is the goal, not visibility. Most people need both. Western for short-term, Japanese for long-term. The best habit is the one you forget you're doing. Not because you abandoned it, because it became you. James and Yuki both succeeded, but they succeeded at different things. James proved he could produce under pressure, transform through effort, achieve a goal. That skill has value. Yuki proved he could integrate, become, change who he is at the identity level. That skill has different value. Neither is better. They serve different purposes. But here is what I have learned after years of studying both systems. The Western system gets you to the top of the mountain faster. The Japanese system makes you forget there was ever a mountain to climb. Use the West for transformation. Use Japan for integration. Use both when you need both. But if you want a habit that lasts forever, make it so small it disappears. So integrated it stops being a habit and becomes who you are. Be intentional. Be integrated. Be whole.